Well, you wear two hats.
I do wear two
You're
hats.
the director. Well, I know you have other things
All
going on
kinds of
as
stuff,
well,
yep.
but in the same role, and I think in the same context, there's an issue that has been brought up by Mr. John Bond. He's a historian, and he lives in Eva Beach, and he's been getting some great publicity in the newspapers, in the local press, in regards to the magnitude and importance of saving the Eva Air Field. And one of the things that Rep. Pine and I were discussing before you had beamed on was that the governor's looking at, when she's traveling and talking about infrastructure, is bringing expansion to tourism for those features. What is going to make us compete with the rest
Right.
of the world in a global marketplace? And this is a natural fit, what you're working on, and that's Save Ewa Air Field. Can you, for the viewer that doesn't know what that's about, why don't you take us from square one?
I can. Save Ewa Field is really a grassroots effort. Rep. Pine has helped us out up to this point tremendously, and our other area elected officials. There's a way to bring balance with the future of alternative energy. She was talking about that earlier. Obviously, there's a lot of land out there at Ewa Field, and I think the trick would be to getting that vision of the future mixed with and interwoven with heritage. So I think our community out at Ewa Field and Barbers and Olelo and Kapolei and Ewa, I really think that having that cool attraction of heritage venues, not just Save Ewa Field, but Naval Air Station, Barbers Points Museum, us. Save Ewa Field possibly could be turned into, we're hoping, a historical park.
It's a battlefield.
It is a battlefield. People were killed there. I like the idea of the train museum being right next door. I see possibly maybe the Falls of Clyde being at Ko'olina, maybe, or Barbers Point Harbor someday, and it used to haul sugar from Hilo to the west coast, so we got a sugar train, and we got an old sugar tall ship, so maybe the powers that be in our area will see, hopefully, the benefit of that. So hopefully, there's, and what I think the developers of the area need to really consider, and I think, you've got the infrastructure and homes and schools and other stuff like that, but I think that if they consider the fact that heritage venues bring in they add like a really neat vibe to your area. They get it's not just some new neighborhood or, some talk about the Kapolei side, but you've got this historic district within something that's brand new. I don't know how to make those connect, to make them coexist, and I think would be the trick. And we have also another effort, Fort Barrett. There's an effort to start a museum using the Fort Barrett Coastal Artillery Fort. It's to this day the only one that's completely intact. Every structure on the fort is there since 1940s.
Wow.
So kind of very cool.
Which battles took place in this area?
Ewa, we had Sunday, December 7th, obviously, we were the first attacked. Our civilians were the first ones killed on December 7th. A little 6-year-old girl named Lillian Oda and another 30-year-old Filipino man. I don't have his name on the top of my head. And 4 Marines were killed out there that day. A little known story is that 2 Japanese aviators were shot down at Howbush at O'Neill Park, I think, and there was a firefight between them and some soldiers on the beach, and they buried them in a shallow grave after they stripped them and took all their military intelligence off their bodies, and they buried the bodies of these Japanese aviators on the beach. They're still there to this day. No one's ever recovered them. There's little stories like this that December 7th, you hear Arizona, Wheeler, Hickam, all the typicals. But there's all these incredible stories from Sunday. Harry Ching from Ewa, he was retired post office worker now. He's passed away. But he was there as a kid fishing on Sunday morning and saw a Dauntless dive bomber from the Enterprise get shot down right there on Papipi Road in the bushes.
Really?
he dragged the remains of the pilot out and sat with the remains until the army showed up, because the wild dogs were coming and interfering a little bit. But
Wow.
not to get graphic, but just all these incredible little stories. So to keep all that stuff preserved, and not just December 7th, but the whole World War II thing with Air Station Ewa Field, that would be the trick. Because there's a lot of land out there to use, but also at the same time there's a lot of land that's historic. So I think getting a good balance between all this and all the other venues, you know, I like the idea of the Falls of Clyde coming out. I like the idea of the train museum linking up our hotels, our venues, our mall, our new mall coming up in the area. All kinds of stuff, you know, that the future holds. Hopefully it's, you know, good positive.
Well, thank you for spearheading this.